If you've ever felt like the third wheel, this podcast is for you.
If you love Wheel of Time, this podcast is for you.
If you're bored and have nothing better to do, this podcast is for you.
Join Rob,
Megan,
And Jen.
in celebrating the Wheel of Time
And its statistically best fandom.
and ridiculous gaming skills,
and probably a few cocktails.
and find out which one of them will be the third wheel this time.
This is three-wheeling.
Yay!
Hello.
Hello!
Hello. I like how we always basically just start going like, oh,
I know, it's true.
like an unintentional thing we just do every time now, which
We
I
can't
love.
help it. I do too.
Well, it's a good song. It feels good. So.
It does feel good. So how is everybody doing?
Good. It feels like it's been a long time because we recorded our last one early.
did.
So I feel far away and out of touch with both of you.
I've had to suffer 3 weeks without your faces, and I am lesser for it.
It's very true.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good. It's like May. It's May. How is it May?
It is, and it's like the second half of May already.
I know.
Like that means we are like 6 weeks away from halfway through 2024.
Mm-hmm. I know, that's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that.
But that does mean that 2025.
Yes. And
It's getting
season
closer.
3. Yes.
And 2025 happens to be a particularly good year for the two of you.
No, it's not.
I was about to say. I don't think so.
No, it's a double good year for you two. I mean, well, it's a double good year for Meg. I know for sure because it's Meg, but it happens to be a birthday year.
Oh, and
for
it's
Megan.
our 10-year anniversary.
And it's your 10-year
too.
anniversary.
Aw,
Yeah.
that's cute.
Yeah.
Very
Which
cute.
we're planning a trip somewhere without the kids. Don't know where yet or whatever, but that'll be fun. So
I just think that the April podcasts of 2025 are going to be a big old blowout because we're going to be celebrating
Totally.
double important birthdays and
Would you-
I'll
I'll
would you
dress
have
in
a-
black, have a black veil and everything.
dramatic.
a little bit. Megan likes to think
I'll
I'm
be
the
like,
dramatic
Death
one in the
Becomes Her.
family, but
Wow.
yeah, which they're
You
making
are.
into a musical. Did you hear?
Are
I
they?
did hear that. Yeah.
Death Becomes
Wow.
Her is becoming a musical. Yeah,
I love that
I mean,
movie.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
would be a pretty kick-ass musical, I would say.
I know.
Meg, you've been teasing us with
I
this
have.
cocktail. Folks, she hasn't told us the name of the cocktail, and I don't read it until we get to the episode. 'cause I
Oh,
wanna
nice.
be surprised. So I'm going to hand it over to Meg, and Meg is going to surprise all of us with the name, and especially surprise me with the cocktail because I have no idea what she's making this week. So take it away, Meg.
So I've decided to make a trio of shots or shooters for Rand's 3 ladies.
Oh,
So today's just the first. So I'll be releasing those over the next coming episodes. So today's is called Not Your Mama's Oosquai to represent Avienda.
I like that. Not your mama's Oosquai. That is amazing.
So this was like my inspiration. So Avienda still wants to drink Oosquai and wants others to see her drinking it like the badass she is. But we all know she's secretly bougie. You know, she likes to dress up in her dresses and all of that. So so we've used some Fireball to replicate like the burning sensation of the Oosquai, but I've kind of made it a more fancier shot sort of thing. So
Amazing.
so it's 1 ounce of Fireball, it says 1 tablespoon, but I always do it in ounces. So 1/2 ounce of maple syrup. So pour that in the shaker with ice, and then shake it up. And then you put it in the shooter glass, and then you just like slowly pour over a bar spoon the heavy cream. So just like a sort of layer on the top, and then sprinkle with cinnamon on top, and there it is.
Nice. That's prettier than mine. I have to.
It looks like a little baby beer or something.
It does.
Yeah, it does kind of look like it, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
may I just
beautiful.
give you some kudos on the size of what you consider a shot?
It's a shooter. So
Well, okay.
What's the difference between a shot and a shooter?
Yeah, what's a shot and a shooter? Come on, you know.
So a shot is just like, I mean, it's smaller, fits in a shot glass, and a shooter is like just a bigger shot and like a little more like bougie because it's got more stuff in it. So
Okay.
Okay. All right. So that makes a shot bougie.
Well, there's
It
just
tastes
more
like that.
stuff in it than just
So I don't keep Fireball in the house, but here's my modification. Are you
That's a
ready?
good choice. That's a good choice. I'm sorry.
Right? It's a very good
Y'all
choice.
in America, y'all are obsessed with fucking
I like
Fireball. I don't
Fireball.
know why. I'm like,
Right?
no, cinnamon alcohol should be banned.
So,
No.
well, I couldn't remember what Fireball was. That it is cinnamon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Okay,
cinnamon
so
whiskey. Yeah.
so all right. So every once in a while, I still do this, and I've been doing it lately. This is that dumb, stupid, like liquid fast diet from the 80s that was the maple syrup, lemon juice, and water and cayenne pepper. It was like a cleanse. It's called the Master Cleanse. It was some stupid thing, but I still do it because it's like kind of a nice little breakfast and it gives you a little, I don't know. So I was like, well, great.
Sure,
I'll
a
kind
breakfast.
it's a breakfast. So I'll make
This
that.
is what
So
we've got to look forward to, Meg. You know, when we get to
It's
know,
the
to
LA
my
breakfast.
the LA breakfast.
sure. I think I learned this in Michigan,
Is it,
but
is it a Rafe? Is it a Rafe breakfast though?
it might be. I know. I don't think so. I
We
don't
did
think
a
so.
gin version, then it's a Rafe breakfast.
Yeah, but I did that, and then I just decided to pour some whiskey in it while you were talking. But
All right, well,
I'm
I
gonna
did
have the
see
boys.
that, yeah.
I'm gonna have the boys bring me some heavy cream because I actually have it right now, and
Oh, nice.
and something to like shake it up a little.
I feel like
Well,
you're
you don't
gonna
want to shake
just
it up
bring
after you put the cream in. Make sure you do.
No, I'll do
you
that
want-
first.
Okay, you want the
Yeah.
cream on top. Okay.
I feel like so folks, you know, you won't know this because you can't see unless you've joined us in the recording. Jen is recording from a library. It looks like,
It does look
and
like
has the
that.
most fabulous hat on today. So I would just like get the boys to bring me heavy cream. I just kind of envisioned you like getting the bell and ding, 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 you know, like
It
Then
sort
they're
of feels
fanning
like
you
it
with
should do that.
palm fronds in the back.
My
too.
boys,
Yeah.
Megan does my kids. That's not gonna happen. Actually, Kyle would make me something.
Kyle
Zach would be a bit of a fight. But yeah, I'm downstairs today. This is my library bookshelf, and I do have Wheel of Time books above my
Yes.
head.
very nice.
Yeah, and this is my new bowler hat
It's very cool.
that I got at the Ren Fair.
It's very
yesterday.
steampunky.
I
It is a bit
know.
steampunky, yeah.
Mhm.
I know. I love it.
I very much.
All right, well, I'm
approve.
drinking my shooter now. So.
Oh,
Okay.
already? Oh,
Do-
okay.
do your
I'm,
shooter.
I'm thirsty.
Go,
I can wait for you.
Do
No,
it.
no,
Do
no.
it.
You're solo. Do it. Drink it.
Do it.
Drink it.
Nice.
Wait, you don't even do a shooter in one go?
It's too big.
So it's it's a tiny drink. A shooter is
It's
a
a
tiny
tiny
drink.
Yes,
drink,
it's
is what it is.
It's
Yeah,
not a
it's-
shot,
it's
so
a
it's not a shooter. Like this is misleading. It's a tiny drink.
I'm very confused.
Yes.
Sure, I'm
Shooting
gonna
implies
have. Okay, I'm
drinking in one go.
googling the actual definition of a shooter. So,
Of course you are.
definition of
Oh,
alcohol.
we're careful of your Google history now because someone's gonna be like, "You googling what a shooter is
Right?
I know, right?
in
So it
America?"
says, a shot generally refers to an ounce of straight spirit, i.e., tequila, vodka, Highland Boundary,
Okay.
whatever that is. A quick 1 gulp ounce of spirit, which is usually taken as a side to a larger drink. A shooter, on the other hand, will generally be a spirit mixed with something sweeter and come in all sorts of bright colors.
That's
So-
just the cocktail.
That's just
But
a
it's
yeah, well,
but it's
like
like
a shot,
it's heavier liquor and it's smaller. Like there's more of like a liquor to non-liquor ratio.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Rob and I are both super sus about this whole thing. Listen to
It's
us. We're like,
It's
okay.
a tiny drink. Okay.
It's a tiny drink. It's a baby
And,
drink.
and I say it's a tiny drink. It's not tiny. It's not like a shot size tiny, but still,
No,
if you gave me a
Yeah.
shooter, I would shoot that in one go. Like, you know.
Yeah.
I can't. Like I can't. Like
I can
Okay.
drink an entire pint of Guinness in one go. So
Yeah, there we go.
you know, there's that.
who's the
Guinness go-
alcoholic now?
Guinness
Oh.
just goes down smooth.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So
It's easy. It's easy.
that is your third gulp from that shooter now. This is
I'm
now
still
not a
not-
tiny drink. And you're still not done. This is now not a tiny drink. I'm sorry.
I want to
Is now-
enjoy it too.
Then enjoy it. Slow down. Slow
Okay,
down.
yeah.
We'll get
Yeah,
there. You
absolutely.
need to save
Oh,
it for later.
God. You can tell it's been a few weeks because we're a little extra this week, I think.
We are a little extra.
We're cheeky.
We are indeed. So it's been
Now
fun.
I'm
It's
done.
been a,
Ooh, and that last bit was all heavy cream.
oh yeah, I'm not a fan of heavy cream. So yeah, not
Yeah.
not my
Okay, I
thing.
got my nooner now.
You know, that ASMR.
That's
love
the
it.
ASMR for it. That's right.
That's
Brought
better.
to you by High Noon.
This is not sponsored by High Noon, you know.
I would love to be sponsored by High Noon. Oh my god.
Well, it has been a few weeks. So Meg, what sort of like news and socials have we missed? Has there been anything out there?
Yeah, so socials, pretty much the only thing Wheel of Time related. Sharon Gillam's posting a lot. So one of the more recent things that I found interesting was she posted the picture of Elaine's maid's costumes. And then basically the key thing that I took away from there was she said we should expect more from Andor in season 3, which I mean isn't really a surprise to any of us, but yeah.
But this implies we might see Andor. That's what I'm getting from that. I don't know how you feel about that.
Well, I think we already knew that anyway, right? Weren't there like images of Shora in a room with lion banners?
I think
That's
so.
true. There was that.
I'm still not convinced. I'm not 100% convinced though. I'm confused about the
Andor. Okay.
I'm confused about the Elida timeline because we have supposedly the first 15 minutes of the series is this showdown,
right?
Of, which we're all saying could potentially be a tower coup. But then we have the Elida Min scene, and we have the Elida Leanne scene, which is clearly at the White Tower because Leanne says, you haven't been here in a while. This is how we do things now. And then we have the Elida Min scene at the White Tower. We assume that could be at Kyrian if we actually have her in Kyrian, but I can't imagine that. So that's where I'm kind of confused. I mean, like, where is the room to go to Andor if Elida's already here? I don't know. Anyway, I'm not entirely convinced.
That is true.
Well, and like with Rafe saying, like, women in their 40s and 50s shredding each other, that could all be just verbally as well,
Yeah, I don't think
But he didn't say it was bonkers and bananas.
He did say bonkers and bananas. Yeah, I don't think.
I think that he'd have to be some that'd be some pretty impressive wordplay, and that would be like,
yeah,
I am such a writer that I'm going to call it bonkers. I know.
That is absolutely bonkers. Yeah, I don't know. The Elida scenes. Now, as we said last time, I think the Elida scenes came, like you said, they came from a while ago, which is why they've only just kind of surfaced up now. That they're not like a recent thing. So maybe those scenes were like the original intention, and then as they've gone through season 2, they've then changed what they were going to do, and Elida gets introduced differently.
Yeah.
Because you think about when we took a guess at these these being done, like, there's a lot of time for, like, I imagine even if you have an idea for season 3, it will change when you actually make season 2. Because of how things work out. So maybe those scenes are just, they're interesting, but they don't actually exist in real life.
Yeah,
that could be true. I mean, that's actually really not uncommon in terms of sides getting, and scenes getting thrown out.
Their past history, it typically shows up.
Yeah. I mean, it's not uncommon for sides to get written and then ended up not being used, like that they would be audition sides and then not get used. I've just been surprised that so many of the audition sides that we've had leaked have ended up being almost word for word. Like, I was sure that the Avienda Perrin scene would change.
Right.
And it was really close. Yeah.
It was very close. This is true. So.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I mean, we might get Andor in other ways.
Yeah, we might.
Don't necessarily have to have Elida, do we?
No, that's true.
Well, except for that we did see her in there, but.
Well, right. We have the Shora thing. All right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah.
I think it's pretty clear this week that Meg is the third wheel because Rob and I are in complete alignment about being sus about everything that Meg says, and then eventually being like, "Yeah, fine, whatever, you're right." It's pretty clear.
Well, we all know I'm always right, so
this is why she's here, folks.
I didn't know you were wearing your toe shirt today. I know this is off screen; you can't see it, but Megan's wearing her toe shirt, and I did not wear my G shirt.
For my I should have told you to wear. Well, I guess that would have spoiled the surprise, though.
Too. It would have spoiled the surprise. Yeah. That is true. Yes. Like, now I feel like I need some kind of like Wetlander version of the toe and G shirt or something. Be like because obviously I can make a
you
joke
should
about
have a TOE with a question mark.
TOE
Wetlander,
or like a toe. But
like
the way Matt would say it,
and then like Gee. It's a GHI geeky thing, gee question mark. You'd be like, I don't get it,
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be funny. So, was there anything else apart from Sharon? I know there was a.
Well, there's
John.
there's a lot of news, but in terms of social media, I would say that was it.
Yeah, that's fair. John posted something. Just to be honest, nothing against John. I just don't tend to read his stuff, so quite happy to discuss it. You put it in the notes, and I didn't realize when it looked. I was like, well, now I know what John's video was about.
Well, sorry.
It's
yeah,
not a
it
problem.
is kind of spoilery.
I never actually said to you, by the way, I don't watch John's stuff just because,
because it's so many spoilers. Yeah,
there's so many spoilers, and I'm like, I like to know some things, but I don't want to like have the episodes just laid out exactly beforehand.
I'm so right there with you again, Meg. You're the third wheel, but it's hard because part of me wants to know because I want to understand like where we're going. Part of me as a like trying to pitch myself as a writer on the show, like I'm like I better be as up on everything so that I'm aware of what's going on. And I do love to speculate, but I really love to be surprised. It's been since the beginning of time of the show. It's been.
I was a little like I touched the hot stove sort of feeling after I watched it. I was like,
yeah.
For me, I think there's a certain, like you say, it's like too spoilery. I think it's fun to know. Like, so John's video. All right, let's before we carry on, are we just going to say what John's video is about and not go details, or are we going to talk details, or are we just going to skip it completely and pretend we know of it, but we don't know what it is?
I don't care.
Jen, sure.
I didn't read after I read your Discord, Rob, that said, "Oh my God, there are too many spoilers." I didn't end up reading the rest of the document.
Here,
I kind of like
deleting it from the document so no eyes can see it.
I can because you'll delete the FYC panel link.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Yes,
no,
I've got that.
Okay,
No, it's still there. It's still there. It's okay.
Okay.
All right. It gives how do I say this without spoiling anything? It's to do with Rand, and it's to do with episode 4. Is it episode 4?
From what we think, yeah.
Yeah, from what we think. The road
have to do with this something here?
No.
No.
Well,
yes.
I mean,
yeah, ish. Anyway, so for me, it was like when I read that, if I just read like what he was saying was happening in that episode, just like, okay, so these things confirmed, as in like a broad. This thing confirmed. I've been like, ooh, that's really interesting. But then like the details of like how it was going to work out and who was doing what. That's the bit where I'm just like, okay, well now it's kind of just ruined it for me.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Rob.
No, I'll forget by the time it rolls around. And plus, it's a visual medium, so like it's visually, I knew Hopper was going to die, and we got to the scene, and like Hopper turns up. I'm like, yes, good boy. I'm in such throes of the moment, but I then suddenly don't realize when,
me too.
When Borderhole comes on with the axe, I'm just like, oh no, this is where he dies. You just see it written on my face.
Me too, because I thought it was going to happen in like in episode like 2 or 3, and I was like, I kept saying to David, I was like, because David knew it was coming, but like he loves wolves and he loves Hopper, and like Perrin's his favorite, and so he was, I was just like, the whole season I was like holding my breath and worried that I was going to have to turn and comfort him, and when it happened, and then I was out of it by the time we got to episode 8. It's good writing. It's good writing.
Absolutely. So I think for me, John goes into those details.
Cheers.
And that's the bit. Oh, there we go. We got the heavy cream in the drink. That's the bit that kind of just kind of takes away the magic for me.
Yeah. Like little nuggets where we can speculate.
Absolutely. That's the fun bit.
Yeah. But it's because it is such an interesting journey as a fan of these books and now watching the show. I mean, and I know that some people have very strong feelings about it being wrecked and ruined for them, and I get that, but I loved the series so much as a reader, and it is such is ridiculously long as it is such a rereadable series. We've all reread it over and over and over again, and sometimes when I'm reading it or when I listen to the audiobooks for the first time, there are fun new surprises for me, and I'm like, oh, I didn't remember it that way, or I didn't hear it that way in my head, and hearing Michael and Kate read it or whatever. But I think that there's this is such a like beautiful opportunity for all of us who love this series to watch it unfold in a different way and not know what's going to happen for the first time for me in 25 30 years. So like it's a really it's really special. And I like it. Yes, I love the nuggets for speculating, and then I still love to be surprised. I think I told you guys I watched
that's like the bread and butter for this fandom is the speculation.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we've been doing for so long. I mean, when I watched episode 3 with Allie and Gus, I mean, they weren't even watching in the Xianxin scene the screen. They were both just watching me because they wanted to see me react to Uno because they'd already seen it, and I was like, what? So I mean, it's
okay. That actually sounds pretty fun for season 3. Like that we do something like that.
Yes, one of us sees it first and watches the other.
Well, it'll be Rob sees it first and then watches us. Yeah,
yes.
That would be hilarious. So
yes,
so there was John's videos, folks. If you want to go see it, just Google What Up on YouTube, or find him on Twitter. It's just I think What Up 5, something like that. I think he is. You'll be able to find pretty easy, and then you watch his video if you want the full details of what's going on with that episode. Just it's too much for me. Kind of spoils the fun of speculation. So
proceed with caution.
Proceed with caution. Yeah. Absolutely. It's funny because as we get, we get right close to the season coming out, and then you get those. I mean, I don't watch the next episode preview things. I never watch those for some reason.
Either.
But when you get like the little clips or the teasers or something, and people are like, well, now it's too much. Now I know what's happening in the episodes. I love those things. I'm like, well, that's next. It's next week. It's happening. Like, what's going on? It's a bizarre situation. This far out, kind of just like I say, too many details.
Yeah.
Was there any other news, Meg?
Other than the FYC panel, not that I know. I mean, I think there were some. Actually, wait, didn't Watt Series? I don't remember if we talked about it last time. Watt Series just dropped some more castings.
They did. Yeah, they've been doing.
Wait. Yeah. Not this week. A couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Well, I can't. Did we talk about this one or not? I don't think.
I feel like we didn't, because this came out on May 9th.
This. Yeah. So this one has Claire Dune, Salome Gunner's daughter, Claire
Icelandic.
Hope Ashide, and Robert Strange. And Robert Strange is the interesting one, I think, because he's known for his like creature work and his prosthetics. Which, and I don't remember, and I wish I should write this down for who says this so I can credit them properly. But someone was like Shadar Haran, and I was like, ooh, yeah.
Yeah, that would be pretty amazing.
I would love that. I would love to see that this early.
Although, isn't he? Let me scroll down through this article. He's 6'5".
Which Shadar Haran is very tall, though, too. That is
too
like
tall
what
for a
he's
Murdraw.
known as. They say he's a too tall Murdraw.
Yeah,
that is true. Yeah. Ooh.
I'm
they were all exactly. They're
is.
all identical, except this one was taller, and that was the first thing that she noticed about it. Is that Mogedion? Yeah. So, were we in Mogedian's POV when we made him the first time?
Maybe when he's bringing her to the pit of doom.
And his head, and his head, he has a clearance, but the rocks, the columns are brushing her head.
The spikes, the
spikes. Oh my god! Bye. I have to go reread right now. Sorry, I need my books. It's such a good
stalactites and stalagmites. Which ones come from the ceiling? Is it stalactites because it's
tights from the ceiling?
They hold tight. That's right.
Because they hold tight, and the mites grow up because they're mighty mountains growing up. Yes, that's how I remember it. So he could be. I mean, I don't think season 4's season 3 is. Season 3 is about time to bring him in. Unless he's being cast for season 4.
Right. You're right.
No. Yeah. It does say Watt Series has learned of more actors to appear in season 3. No, so they are season 3.
Yeah, I think season 3 is okay to bring him in because you've released all the Forsaken. So
and because we lost Ishi, so I think that timing. Because didn't that created a lot of speculation as well of like, is it Ishi brought back as a Murdraw?
When did Shadar Haran first appear in the books?
5, 6,
5 or 6, something like that. Yeah,
looking at.
Yeah.
So, they reckon Claire Dune might be
in the prologue. In the prologue of The Dragon Reborn.
Oh,
what? It's when he confronts Bors and orders him to kill Randor Thor. We may not know that that's Bor. I mean, I don't think we know that it's Shidar Horan. It's just a talking Murdral, and we just assume that's a Murdral. But
yeah,
I never put that together.
No, I didn't either. But that would make sense at that stage as well.
Yeah.
So they reckon that Claire Doon is, based on her filming time, it's possible that she might be involved in the bonkers opening 15 minutes of the third season. And they don't know Salome. I don't know. I'm saying that name wrong, I'm sure. So they reckon because of where she filmed, she did a little bit in Prague, but also South Africa. So they reckon probably something related to the Aiel Waste of Tanchico. So Aiel or Aes Sedai. Which one would you say? Aiel or Aes Sedai?
Aiel. I'm going
Aiel.
with Aiel.
Yeah.
Because that Nordic Icelandic look going along with Raga and Raga.
That is true. And then Claire, it looks like they're not really sure. She was in Prague in May 23, thanks to social media pictures showing herself with Shore and Salome as well. But, as everyone likes to do, they go crazy and speculate about what it is, and it's actually nothing. I remember the woman who plays Mistress and Novices, whose name totally eludes me right now, both of character and the New Zealand actress. Tima?
Yes, Tima
Ray Tiwiata.
Yes, something like that. Because she posed with an owl and was like, "It's Varen," and it's like, well, no, that was Mira.
Yeah.
So,
and didn't we see? It's so funny. I haven't gone back to this one forever, but didn't we see? Who did we see at the birthday celebration with the camera going all around the whole table? Was it Jay Duffy who was in there?
Jay Duffy was in that one,
and we all thought it was Gowan because it was like
because it was one of the
because he was next to Kira, I think.
Yeah.
Who
also, I have to do a shout out for Kevin now, by the way. We all know Kevin Angus, who absolutely loves Kira. A few weeks back, I think Kira posted a picture of herself in like just hair up in a ponytail, the simplest of just like a I don't know what it is on a woman, but like a vest top type thing. What would that be called? I don't know. A vest. Okay, cool.
Or a tank top.
A tank top, something like that. There we go. I'm not up with the fashion terms. And I sent it to Kev. I was like, please don't die, but doesn't she just look so amazing in this? And he's just like, my God, this is better than any outfit she's ever worn anywhere, TV show, Kiss Your Ass, nothing. Because she was just so, it just was just Kira type thing. But she was sat next to here. We all thought it was going to be Gowan, and it turns out it's actually Dane. So, our guess is pointless in that respect.
It is.
Like, ow, Varen. No, sorry. Teacher of the novel. Mistress of the Novice is like, nope, doesn't fit. So.
And people who never have a scene together or going shopping together, it's like.
Right.
Yeah. Damn you. Damn you, misleading posts.
I know. It's good bad.
But yeah, fun news. Some good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
What else should we talk about?
Are we going to talk about the F for your consideration panel?
Yeah, we can talk about the FYC panel that I'm still like, I don't even understand. I get invited to screenings all around LA all the time, being in the WGA and in SAG. I don't know why I'm not a member of the TV Academy. I should be. I was nominated for an Emmy. I mean, I just never. It was during COVID, so I never followed up.
Back the truck up. You got nominated for an Emmy?
Yes. But it's. I mean, yes. I didn't mean to sound like that. Like it's a thing.
No, I didn't.
Nominated for an Emmy.
I was nominated for an Emmy. Actually,
I was just too busy to go and pick it up.
Yeah, right. I did. Yeah, no, definitely not. I was in my pajamas.
It didn't sound
I went to the Emmys in my pajamas because it was during COVID, and so it was Emmys everybody was just on Zoom. It was ridiculous. But so I was in my pajamas. But yes, I was nominated for an Emmy for my lyrics for a song that I wrote that was in Lion Guard, and it was sung by Heather Headley and Christopher Jackson, that's probably why we got nominated, because it was an amazing song and sung by incredible people. But
that's incredible. Congratulations.
But I didn't join the TV Academy at the time, and I just still need to do it because I didn't get an invitation to the Amazon Prime FYC panel, and I was expecting it. Like, I kept checking my email and kept looking for it because I knew it was coming, and I never got it, and then I missed it, and then I didn't go. And now I've been like getting tons of Netflix ones all week. So either I'm not on the Amazon list or something, but anyway, I'm still devastated that I didn't get to go to the panel. And I couldn't figure it out. I was like,
I'll have a word with Rafe. We'll get you on that list.
Yeah, exactly. So
now that's how you sound arrogant when you talk about it. And I only did that to just show you.
I'll just like text him later.
Yeah, exactly. I was just doing that to show you how you weren't being arrogant about being nominated for an Avery. That's a big deal. Own that, okay?
Well, in any case, I did go to a couple other ones this week, but they had nothing to do with Wheel Time. So that was fine. But I missed that, and I was bummed to have missed it because it was a pretty exciting. Thank you so much.
Do they normally get recorded? Is that a standard thing?
They do. Yeah. I mean, they do sometimes get recorded. They don't always, but they usually do. Because it's still, because then you're also you want to put it out to anybody who has.
Well, it's like campaigning, right?
Yeah. They're absolutely just campaigning. So you want to put it out to anybody else who's in voting, in the voting body, and it's also not just for one thing. I mean, WGA just had their awards for this year, but like, you're trying to get as many people from different organizations to these FYCs. It's not just for Emmy nominations, it's for Emmys and for DGA and for writing and for all the things and for costuming. And, which is why Sharon Gillam is there, because there's a production design guild and there's a costuming guild. And so, aside from those individual groups within Emmys and things like that too. So
love that.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm still mad I didn't get to go.
Well, let's make sure you don't miss out on the next one.
Okay.
Have you watched it, Jen?
I've watched most of it. I haven't watched all of it. I've watched pieces and parts of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything in particular you wanted to talk about from it? Because I don't think we have time to go through the entire panel. Like, if you haven't watched it, folks, like it's out there. Like, Google it, or if not, hit up one of us, and we'll be able to send you the link to it.
Exactly.
Because it's around.
But I have to say that it's all delightful and super charming. And shoot, I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember, because there was something actually that Rosamund Pike said that just charmed the pants off of me. That was really lovely. I mean, and it's such a sweet love fest between all of them, and watching them like shout each other out. I mean, like, yeah, the wigs in the show are out of this world. Like, she should be there in this group. But honestly, I mean, Rafe just dropped the big bomb in the very first thing that got dropped with the little blurb in Variety, which is like the first 15 minutes of the season is, the bonkers bananas.
This is what happens when you catch Rafe when he's doing a lot of traveling and jet lagged, I reckon. So
just gotta get him traveling, get him some GTs, and we'll get everything.
Yeah, like throw some GTs his way, get him jet lagged, and then record him for a news magazine article, and he'll just be like, "Oh yeah, shit, this bit's bonkers, man."
It's funny how locked down Amazon is with the cast and like people not being able to do things and say things, and then Rafe just like has such a free reign.
He's like a loose cannon, man. He's just like bam, bam.
He's like the Tom Holland of the Wheel of Time.
Not quite that.
No, he does not give spoilers. Tom Holland is like, they have to like lie to Tom Holland's, knowing that he won't be able to keep even that secret. Bless him. Right. My God, sometimes you think of like the things Tom says, you're like, how have you stayed employed?
I know.
And not been sued for breaking your NDA.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so hard though. I mean, right. But like, also, it's so hard. I mean, MCU is so locked down. It's just ridiculous. But everybody's locked down. It is hard. I mean, we also have to sign NDAs all the time. And and then yet, I mean, literally, my agent called me last week about a job, and he was like, "This is what they're doing, blah blah blah." And then I finally met with the company who was like, "Actually, the thing that I talked to your agent about that I can't say what it was is not happening right now." And I was like, "I know what it is," but I didn't say it.
It's very eye to eye skills for skirting the truth. So
it's tough.
Meg, was there anything particular from that you were really keen on?
I just really liked how he said, like, so kind of before they really start writing this season, they have all the writers read the books that are going to be adapted. And like one of the first questions they ask everybody is like, what are some of the things that you loved, just to like kind of get a beat on everybody. And then I don't know where this is coming from, but he said something about fan data from Amazon. So things that the fans loved.
Meg, are you not aware that they analyze us?
Well, I guess that makes sense, but
they have programs that analyze what we post and how much we post about certain things, and they track what we like and what we don't like, what we post publicly. It is a little creepy.
It's kind of creepy, but it is, and I think it's also,
I want to actually. Can I add a clarify to that? That's my assumption, by the way. I have no one's
Amazon hasn't called you and said
Amazon
hasn't called
me. I don't know anybody who knows it. Like I'm just like, I assume they just look at our posts.
So let's put this out there right now. Finn, Redstone Doorways, Finland, Aerodol, or not Sindel.
Jenn died to be a writer in the writer's room.
Thank you. Keep
that Mel for Mel.
That's right. And no circus.
No, stop with your blasphemy. Stop.
I was doing that for you, Meg. I really don't need the circus. I do not need the circus. Although I would fit in the circus now with my little bowler hat. I kind of look circusy, don't I?
It's bowler.
But I did like what he said about that too. I thought that was great, and I thought, but see, and this is where I get frustrated with. I don't mind people hating the show. I don't mind people being like, "This is not what I wanted. This is not what I wanted to see." It's not hitting my headcanon at all. You're making too many changes. That's fine. Like people can go have their reasons for not wanting to watch it, but to continuously say, and then, I mean, I think Rafe even talked about the death threats, didn't he? But like to continuously say they don't care about the fans. They don't know what the fans want. They don't love these books. They barely read them. Like that just like takes it to another level where I'm like, you're just so far off base on that it's not an easy job. What they're doing is so hard, and they are doing it in the best.
Why are you trying to tank this project? Like, just let it go. Like, you have the books. Just let it go.
Yeah,
we like it.
Yeah,
leave us alone.
Yes, leave us alone. But yeah, so I feel like we cut you off with the like Amazon tracks us comments there, Meg. Sorry, you were saying.
That was all.
The writer's process. That was all. Okay, that was really interesting actually. That they they read it and be like, "What do you like?" What is?
So I think we need to start like I've been doing this day whatever of like asking for something. We need to get the Finn and the Redstone doorway like trending. Like
I'll like those, but if you add the circus to it, I won't like them.
Look, I'm still working on the Mel for Mel thing. Okay?
Yes.
And writer's room, Jenn. Those are my two current projects. Okay, so
Mel and I appreciate it, much appreciated.
I mean, you gotta get these things going. So I really loved. So I thought the questions that the person asked were actually really interesting. They weren't just like standard. I mean, a couple of them were just like, look, we have to talk about the dynamic between Rosamund and Daniel, in the season and things like that. So some of them were questions you kind of expect, but they were about really pivotal things for the season, which was nice. But there were other questions where I was just like, that was just a really nice question to ask. Like the ensemble is exceptional. Can you name a time when another cast member exceeded your expectations? That's a great question.
And then
we all hate talking about ourselves, but like, tell me about the rest of your cast. And when someone just blew your mind, be like, well, fuck, all right, give me a second. Let me get out the essay,
and to have them, it's so lovely. It is so lovely. Like it reinforces like we all hope that they like each other. We all hope that they're in a, that they like bring little pieces of Innsfield and the actual Wheel of Time to their real world, to their real lives in terms of their relationships. But it was so beautiful to hear them speak about each other and compliment each other. And it's just like it's another piece of this fandom, though. I mean, it's like it's the same way we do things in the fandom.
Yeah,
and it felt right and appropriate.
Yeah, and I thought what people were saying was absolutely brilliant. Rosamund talking about Maddie, because Maddie was just fucking unbelievable. And then Daniel mentioning that, and you forget this, and until he said it, I had actually forgotten it. Yosha is doing all of this in a second language.
Yeah,
the only other person I'm sure there's countless people that do TV shows and things in second languages, so it's not an uncommon thing. Just people get so good at it, you forget that they're doing it in a second language unless they have a significantly strong accent. So, for example, when you watch Jackie Chan, that English is not his first language,
right?
And like when I went to see a play where there was a Ukrainian actress in it, you could tell that English was not her first language. That's the only time you think about it, like, oh, they're speaking a second language right now. Yoshi doesn't sound like he's speaking a second language.
No.
And that's insane.
And he really is, like, it's almost, his performance is somewhat understated because like we don't talk about it, but it's like so well done,
It's hard to be, he's incredible. It's hard to be that character in a show at this stage anyway. I mean, we know it's going to get bigger, but like, it's hard to be that character at this stage of the show because he is the straight man. He's the one who's just like standing there and delivering the like, the through line while everybody else is having these like wild, crazy things that they get to do, whether it's Matt or Perrin or Nynaeve. I mean, obviously Egwene. So it's a tough role to sort of shine in some ways, certainly at this stage. David just asked me the other day because he's not, he's on book 4, but he kind of stalled out on book 4 a little while ago. So yeah, I know. But he said, I said something about like, he was like, who's going to be my favorite character by the end, because Perrin is his favorite character right now. And I was like, I said, I know you do. I know. And I was like, despite the slog, I think that Perrin will end up still being your favorite character by the end because he has.
Wait, you tell him there's a slog?
Yes. I mean, come on. He's been watching me read these for a long time. He knows there are slogs, and he also like said he wasn't sure he could ever do it because it's so much. But I was like, I don't know, maybe he will find his way to Rand because there's like, I mean, for a lot of people, Rand obviously is a favorite master of the deck. I'm talking to you.
Yes. little baby Rand, that is very cool. And I did. Do you know what surprised me? Now I love the fact that they mentioned that don't always just be like, wear that coat. Yep, just the same coat. Keep wearing it. I love that they weren't afraid to be like, and obviously we've replaced our Matt. And it was just said like it's just a fact. We're not hiding it.
I mean, you have to. Yeah.
But like, I don't think I've ever actually heard anyone talk about Barney leaving and then Donald coming in, with the exception of like, there's a new cast member this season that is replaced someone, as opposed to here's a new character and cast member. That's the only time it's kind of mentioned. I've not heard anybody from the cast or crew be like, oh yeah, Donald replacing Barney, he's done an amazing job. It's more a case of Donald's great.
Yeah.
And that's where it goes. They don't mention that he's replaced someone. So yeah, it kind of like surprised me, but at the same time, it was just like nice that you're not trying to hide it by not saying it anymore.
Yeah,
well,
I like that.
I
like that. I like that little shout out. I like them being like, and they're the same size. It was literally the same costume. Like they didn't have to rebuild the costumes, which is hilarious.
Yeah. It was really sweet. Yeah. What Sharon she said. She was like, oh, go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. Sharon costume. Yeah.
She's busy.
Yeah. She's a busy lady. And I,
she had other things to worry about.
And I love that Sharon and Davina got a lot of time as well.
Oh yeah.
Because you'd think in that group of 5 that they could absolutely spend all the time talking to, honestly, Daniel and Rosamund. Because let's be honest, you've got like movie stars on this set of seats, and then you've got a showrunner that he's a great guy, but he's a showrunner. That's not who people scream over typically. And you've got someone who does costumes and someone who does hair and makeup. You quite easily could spend 90% of your time on the movie stars.
It's a testament again to both Rafe and Rosamund in terms of both being EPs on the show as well, that they are like so willing to share that spotlight and to not even share it, but like promote other people on the show. Yeah. It's just,
I mean, I think like you have to though. I mean, as Rafe said at some point was like, this is the best stuff being made for television is their costuming and their makeup, I mean, and it needs to be celebrated because it is exceptional.
Yeah,
it is absolutely exceptional. So go watch it, folks. The Love Fest. Because
I did want to talk about one thing, like speaking of Davina. So her whole thing about the eyebrows, she's renowned for taking the eyebrows off some actor in everything she works on.
Yeah, I was just thinking that as we talked about the two of them. I was like, oh yeah, the eyebrow moment. Yeah.
Oh my
It works though. It really. And then she's like, "I'm not doing it this time.
Does.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it." And they're like, "Shall we do it?" Yeah, okay, let's do it. You know.
I know. That was just that. Like, I was not expecting that at all.
You know, that's all. Anytime she gets interviewed now, you'd be like, "So, tell us about the eyebrow thing." It's just going to be. It's going to be her question now. It's like Michael Livingston and the mustache.
Yes,
you know, it's just going to be like her identifier now. So you're the eyebrow lady. Oh, I'm sure she will not.
Well, the no eyebrow lady.
Yes, you're eyebrowless. You know. So yeah, it's a big love fest. I'll try and find the link to it and put it in the show description, folks. So you can, if you want to go hunt it down, you can find it. But yeah, it's really worth a listen. And they end with a great question, which kind of a little bit related to how we end the podcast, which is like tell us something you did on season 2 that you're proud of. You know, it's like a little be positive about yourself moment type thing. Yeah. So that was a really sweet ending to the recording there. So I loved it.
Yeah.
So good. Right. What else should we talk about?
All of your visits with the up and ups.
Dude, I don't know. Did you do anything, Rob, over the last few weeks?
No.
We didn't see
you. We haven't seen each other in 3 weeks, at least to record. Obviously, we're released on regular schedule because I've been busy. I've been traveling. So 2 weekends ago, by recording, I was on my way home from Germany because I'd gone to see a project that was a collaboration between the Prague Shakespeare Company and the Bremen Shakespeare Company to put on a version of Hamlet called We Are Hamlet. It starred a collection of people from Germany, Prague, Ukraine, multiple countries, mostly Europe. There was a lady from like somewhere like Thailand or something like that. And it was the idea behind the project was to sort of, to show just the different aspects of Hamlet. So there's like multiple, everyone apart from Guy Roberts basically played Hamlet at least one point during the show. And at some points there's like 2 or 3 or 4 Hamlets on stage, repeating lines in different languages or talking, giving like, showing different aspects of how a Hamlet is going throughout the performance. And every scene was in the show was just scenes that came from Hamlet's perspective. So if Hamlet wasn't in the scene, it wasn't in the show. So Hamlet's already a weird play. That makes it extra weird. The 6 languages makes it extra weird on top of that. And it was just like, it was mad. It was fun. It was brilliant. Guy Roberts is directing. He's the only person not playing Hamlet. He plays Hamlet's uncle. And he talked at the beginning and just says, like, hey, this is, they give you a rough idea of what's happening. It's all Hamlet's perspective, blah, blah, blah. And the sort of the principle behind it is, and why it's called We Are Hamlet. It shows that, everything has multiple sides. So, and this is like a big sort of collaborative project about, what it is to be European as well. Cool. We are all Hamlet. We all experience things and we have multiple facets to who we are. And here we are showing you through Hamlet in a collaborative project about, all the different components that make up people, countries, groups such as the European Union and things like that, or just, countries on a continent. And it was very, very clever. I really loved it. So Guy Roberts was in that, Taylor Napier, Jessica Boone, some other people from the Prague Shakespeare Company, people from the Bremen Shakespeare Company, and, people that have traveled. There were 2 or 3 people from the Ukraine and stuff. And it was absolutely epic. There was a woman on stage who played, obviously played Hamlet at some point, but another point played Hamlet's mother, who married his uncle. Is that? Still not 100% sure on the story.
I got it right here. I can look at it.
Oh, brilliant. She had been, like less than a year ago, she was in the Ukraine. And obviously, the situation in Ukraine is putting a strain on everything. And, they're not really putting on theater productions.
Right.
And she chose to leave. She was in Germany. And, that gave her a chance to continue doing theater and such. But, she doesn't know German. She doesn't know English. And so she'd been learning English for like less than 9 months. And she's delivering Shakespeare in obviously a Ukrainian accent, but beautifully. And, whoever did costumes, they were nailing some of these outfits. They were just brilliant.
Wow.
I mean, Taylor, when he was playing a soldier, looked like no offense, looked like they kind of picked up his costume in, you know, like a fancy dress store, bless him. He looked like a mix between a French beret and like, you know, almost like that's, you know, if a stripper came in like a soldier type outfit, it was like a combination of the two. It was
village people, the village people version.
Yeah, maybe a little something like that. Yeah, like a French village person. But her outfit was absolutely fucking stunning. And we got chatting to her afterwards. We were like, you were amazing. You know, Kayla was just like, my God, because Kayla came with me, like, you are a beautiful woman type thing. You were great. And she's like, basically, this woman almost broke down in tears, how happy she was to hear. She loved it. And, you know, how great she was and stuff. She's like, 9 months ago, I didn't know English. You know, she's like, still learning. And she's saying that in slightly broken English anyway, because she is still learning.
Wow.
So it just really showed like, how everyone can come from different places and different backgrounds and different experiences, but we're all the same person. We're all the same. We're all together and things. And it was like a very multi-level thing, just exploring the multiple facets of Hamlet himself, because obviously he goes crazy in the play. So that was stunning. And we were hanging out afterwards in the bar, chatting to everybody. And Taylor's like, "Oh, I've got to go in a minute." So you know, Taylor and Guy and that were like, "Let's do some photos," because Una was there with me. Cat, and we're doing photos, and then suddenly I just say Cat being like, Rob, oh, look who just walked in. I was just like, you know, I'm on the end, stood next to Taylor. Guy,
as it should be, as you match each other in the calendar this month. Go on.
I know, yes. But Guy was just like, Guy was on the other end, so it's like, I think it was like a Guy, Cat, and then Taylor, and then me. And I hear Guy at the other end of you know, the group that's being like, "Oh, I'm going to suck it in because Taylor's in the photo." I was like, "Yeah, I feel." You know, I was like, "Me too, buddy." You know? I was like, "You're not the one hugging him." Anyway, like, and then so we'd done the photo or something like that, and Kat was like, "Oh my God!" Just like, "Hi, someone just walked in." I was like, I wasn't paying attention. I was just looking at the person taking a picture. And oh no, I think I was looking at my phone because they took them on my phone. I was just like, "Oh yeah, I'll look in a second." Like, these photos are really cool. And then I look up. Fucking Rafe walked in, didn't he? That's why Taylor had to leave. I messaged the two of you about it. But yeah, he had gone to LA, snuck into LA. He was telling us, the poor guy, he snuck into LA, didn't think that, you know, it was going to be publicized he was there, or the FYC panel would like be shown straight away. And he was just like, Amazon don't know was it Amazon didn't know he was there, or Sony didn't know he was there? One of the two didn't know he was in LA. And all of his friends in LA had no idea he was in LA either. And they saw these things that suddenly just came out the same moment he was there, you know, being like, Rafe's just done this like an hour ago. And he's just like, oh, right. I didn't tell people I was going to be here because because I don't have time to see them. And I feel bad because they want to see me, you know, and also then like Sony don't know I'm here. So Sony will probably want something from me.
I'm sure it was Sony because the next panel was a Sony panel, but like that one was Amazon. So I think Amazon.
There we go. So Sony didn't know he was in, but Amazon had asked him to come do it. So he like snuck into LA, felt bad. All his friends said, "Are you in LA?" And he's just like, "Yes, but I don't have time for anything," you know. And the poor guy been in LA like for 48 hours and just came straight back to Europe to come to the play. Wow. So like Guy had told us he might turn up. Like there's a chance Guy will Rafe would turn up. Jesus, going for all the names now. That Rafe would turn up.
So many names, so many.
I was thinking, I was like, wait, I'm not their parent. Why am I running through all their names? You know.
It's like we're all parents, though, right? Yeah, of all of them. Yes.
Absolutely. And then, you know, as he got closer, he's like, actually, no, it's not going to happen. I think because of the panel stuff. Yeah, and he turned up. Just got off a plane, jet lagged as hell, got a car and drove to the pub. Yeah, and then came in. And like that's why Taylor was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to leave in a minute," because Rafe was almost there to pick him up. Right. And instead he came in and chatted to us. And he's telling us his story. And I was like, dude, I can't believe you're chatting to us. Like you've just done a 48-hour turnaround in LA. You're exhausted. Yeah,
I'm sure Taylor said, "I'm in here with some fans from the show."
Yeah, absolutely.
And Rafe, like, if he had been anybody else on the planet, he would have been like, "I'm going to stay in the car, just come out." Like, I can't. I'm exhausted. I'm not going to do that. And again, that just speaks volumes to the care and love of our fandom, but also just of being a good human.
He came in. Now, awesome. Here's the best thing about it. He was just like, "You're the calendar guy?" That's what he said to me, and I was just like, yes, yeah, but I'm responsible for the calendar. Well, me and my friend Brian, but yes, I'm responsible for the calendar. He's
amazing.
Like, great, love it, and
where is it hanging in their home?
That's right. What I said. I was like, where did are you? I hope you like the calendar. Oh, actually, now I think about it, I might have said that first. I was like, Rafe, I had to have one question. I was like, where did you hang the calendar? And he was like, oh, you're the calendar guy. That was how it came out. Sorry.
Yes.
But yeah, he did think it was amazing. And then he laughed, and I think Taylor had already mentioned this too. Yeah, Taylor definitely had. But he was just like, Priyanka is so jealous,
We're doing her next year. Yes, we
seriously
are.
Like Taylor has been lording it over Priyanka. She's green with envy that he got a
literally green.
Yeah. And it was just this amazing, hilarious discussion. And then Taylor shared this fun tidbit about how she can get like that. Not in a bad way jealous, but just like, come on, why is it not about me? So at their home, Taylor and Rafe's home, they have like a bookshelf type thing. And what they say to people when they come to visit this home, because it's not like, they invite people left, right, and center type thing. Like, but when you come, leave something on the bookshelf so we remembered you visited, Very, very sweet.
I love that.
Priyanka came to Taylor after the last visit and was just like, why do you have photos of Donal thin on your bookshelf and you don't have photos of me? Because Donal went and left pictures of himself on the bookshelf. And Priyanka's like, why do you have photos of Donal but you don't have photos of me? And Taylor's like, because he left them there. You know how it works, Priyanka. Put yourself there then, It's brilliant.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. And then as we were chatting about it with Taylor, Rafe, and I was just like, right, so what I should do is I should message Priyanka and be like, we're thinking, would you be interested? And be like all aloof about it. And Taylor's like, no, what you should do is be like, so we're considering sort of half a dozen or so people this year for the calendar. Please, if you'd like to apply, just really and we were doing this whole sort of thing about winding her up, and I was like, this is genius. I love this. So yeah, so that was Germany, and obviously we'd explored Germany. Anna came up and Kayla came with me, so it was 4 of us, and it was just a great trip, really, really a lot of fun. And then the following weekend, so last weekend, a whole bunch of us were booked to go see Hadestown that Donal was in. And absolutely incredible play. Like I'd seen it in the previews when Donal's understudy was on, and still an incredible play. So if you get a chance, go see it, people. I think it's out on Broadway in America as well. So again, go see it. It's not,
and it's winning everything in Europe.
Yeah, it's it's up for it. I mean, it got like Grace got Best Actress for something, not for Hadestown, with something else she'd done. And then it was up for like Best Musical Revival and things like that. And it's considered one of the best plays out there at the moment, I think. So definitely go see it if you can. So it was like 10 of us going to see that, which we're very excited for because, obviously some of us had missed him during previews, myself and Sulin. Julia Howland was just like, he's going to be there, and we'd met in the Oliviers, and he's like, yeah, no, I'll be there. So we were all excited to A, see him perform, and then B, maybe meet him afterwards. And then like 5 weeks ago, Maya Simonson's play that she's done was announced or, put out. And I was just like, some of us there on the Friday, should we go see that on the Friday and then go see Donal on Saturday? Like, have some fun. Then, there was like 7 of us in the end that could go. We were like, yes, brilliant. So tiny little theatre. It's in the fringe of the theatre for London, which means it holds like 50 people. In this case, it's like a room above a pub. So it's weird. We sat in the front row because it was like grab a seat wherever sort of situation. And the stage, like we put our feet, you could sit in the chair, not really, you couldn't really slouch, because if you slouched, your feet went on stage.
Yes.
Like that's what it was. I, stood, within less than a foot of Maya, basically, while she was acting on stage. That's how close the stage was. Little 5-person play, basically about this guy who's a dude bro, has a podcast to match, real sleazy, horrible stuff, like all the tricks guys, players and things put on women type thing. falls with this Danish woman, works at a library, obviously the most feminist in the world type thing, and then goes to not unknowingly on his part, but on her part, goes to this feminist that got totally screwed over by him because she called him out online, and then he did her for slander and all the other bits and pieces. And she's now bankrupt. She doesn't know he's him because he has a stage name, and goes from there. Absolutely hilarious, so funny. Maya is an amazing actress because she got talking about books, chatting to him, and got talking. He's like, "You're always handling these books," and she'd been really deadpan with him and kind of standoffish. And then she got talking about the books and people destroying them. And as she did that, you could tell she was getting upset. And then this is like in 30 seconds from being standoffish and aloof. Within 30 seconds of talking about these books and then getting upset as the character, started to cry. And I don't mean like welled up and a single tear down the cheek. Like multiple tears out of nowhere. People are like, oh, you can cry at the drop of that. She can do that apparently. And I was just like, oh,
wow.
So it was a great play. So funny. So funny. I kind of wish that it was getting a longer run or something like that, because people should be able to go see it. But we saw it in the second to last night and it was done. So yeah, highly recommend that. But the funniest thing about this is, as we were sat there, 7 of us across the 2 sets of seats for the front row, I turned to Becky, who was sat to my right. We were on the second row furthest away from the entrance. And I said, wouldn't it be hilarious right now if like Ayoola Smart walked in or something like that, just to come see her co-star and support her and stuff? And she's like, oh my God, that would be hilarious, wouldn't it? Yeah. And I turned to my left to say something to Kat, who was sat next to me, because it was just the 3 of us on that side, the other 4 on the other set of seats. And as I looked across, fucking Taylor and Rafe walked in. I'm not even making it up.
Yes.
I want $1 million.
I know. I just turned to Becky and I was like, Rafe just walked in, because Kat and I had met Rafe. So it was
right.
It was a surprise, obviously. But, Kat was already looking in that direction, whereas Becky wasn't. She was like, in a bag or something like that. Rafe just walked in, like, look. And then, Taylor and Rafe kind of like looked, because they were scanning for seats. It was close to the beginning. So like, not many seats left. It was a sold out show, which was good to see. And then sort of looked at the front row, saw Kat and I, and we just sort of were looking at him. We're like, well, what are you doing here?
Fans
like,
what you here,
right? Like
yeah, not even a week. Not even a week.
Yeah.
And like Taylor and Rafe both sort of looked at us and was just like, hi, hey. And of course everyone on the other row, because only Kat and I had met Rafe,
right?
Everyone else is just like,
right.
Because Rafe and Taylor are sort of looking at us, we're looking at them like, what? And they're just there right in front of them, like, what? And they went and watched. And I was like, did that just what? And obviously everyone's a flutter, and then the show starts and we watch it, and it's a great show, like I said. And then they dashed out very quickly at the end, but it was extremely hot in there because it's like a random room above a pub, so there's no space for anything, so no proper air conditioning and such. And so we go down a couple flights of stairs and go outside, and it's funny. I walked out, and then one of the others walked out behind me, and then she's like, the fuck, can't believe that just fucking happened. And I was just like, shh, calm down.
Be cool.
Be cool. And she's like, don't you tell me to be quiet. I was like, I'm only telling you to be quiet because Rafe is 2 feet behind you. Trying not to make, because Rafe's looking.
Right. And you're not trying to like make the mouth.
I'm trying to be like, no. Yeah. And she's like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, no, I'm not fucking kidding you. Be cool. And then Maya came out, and so Taylor and Rafe walked over to Maya, and we're all just there, just like, what's going on? Oh my God. Like, and they, they chat a little bit, and then clearly like it kind of winds down because Rafe and Taylor like, and these are the people that have come to see you, because I'd posted a couple, I think I'd sent her a couple messages. I don't know if she read them or not, but like when she posted stories about it, I was like, I'm bringing people. So she kind of knew people were going to be there, and she came across and said hi and stuff.
Nice.
And Taylor and Rafe came with them and chatted to us all, and everyone was just like, this is so much more than we could have possibly expected it would be. And Rafe Stalking Rob confirmed, yes, Nils is watching us live. I did kind of joke. I was like, why didn't you tell us last week? Like, we told you we were going to be here. And Taylor's like, I don't remember that. And Kat and I are both like, we did tell you. And he's like, no,
That's
I don't remember this.
Really funny.
Yeah, it randomly ended up that like Becky was talking to Maya and Taylor was around the end. A lot of people were talking to her as well. It ended up that I just kind of ended up standing next to Rafe when everyone just sort of walked over. And I was just like, so have you recovered? Like, do you know where you are? Like, how are you feeling? You look less exhausted this week. He's just like, yeah, it's kind of settled a bit now. Like, I have an idea of where I am and what I'm doing. I was just like, you look so exhausted last week. I was surprised you talked to us type thing. And he's like, well, busy doing this and doing that. And I was just like, do you ever stop? And he's like, no, not really. So I was like, because you do God of War as well, don't you? Like, where are you at with that type thing? And he's like, oh, we just wrapped the writer's room for that. So, and I was like, oh, okay, interesting tidbit. Thank you. And yeah, we just got chatting about things. And he was just, the guy's so nice, and he did, what did he say? He was chatting about some things. I'm trying to think exactly what he said. But someone asked him, because they were like, oh, we're going to go see Donald tomorrow. And they asked him some things about season 3 from that. And, he told us a few things. He was just like, oh, it's going to be really exciting, blah, blah. Like, I don't think he'd seen Donald on stage, but he was like, I hope to go see him at some point. I do hear Taylor did say that he was just like, oh, maybe you should go see A View from the Bridge in a couple of weeks. So I would be prepared to see Rafe go see Kate Fleetwood in a couple of weeks.
Nice.
He's in England. But yeah, and then Rafe did tell us just a few silly things about season 3, no spoilers and such, but yeah, he was just like, you are gonna love it, it's really, really exciting. And he was like happy to chat to people, and he was just like, can we get a picture? And he's just like, yeah, get a picture with Maya. And it's just like, could you be in the picture? It's like, yeah, I'll get the picture as well and stuff. And he was just like, amazing. Post this. He's like, yeah, can't post some of the things I said though. He did tell us one thing about season 3 that is going to just floor people, absolutely floor people. But he was just like, don't post that on the internet. He was like, that's for you guys. So I'll tell you too afterwards. But yeah, he was just sharing about how they're not quite putting together the writers' room for season 4 yet, but it's like it's on the radar type thing. So I was like, that's really cool. And how he's just wrapped the room for season 1 of God of War, which is far less work for him because he's one of 3 people doing that as opposed to the showrunner for
thank God, right?
time.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. And I did mention, I was just like, because that's insane. Like, my friend is so jealous of you, Rafe, because like she's a huge gamer, so obviously God of War, she's like, yes, please. And then she's a massive Wheel of Time fan, so, she's just, he's like, oh, really? I was like, yeah, she's a screenwriter in LA. And she's like, I want to do both, like, who do I send my stuff to? And he's just like, oh, well, we're not doing anything at the moment. He's like, but like, we're always looking and stuff like that. So yeah, it was just really sweet that he would, just chat to us about things.
It's great.
Yeah,
it's great. It's really cool.
We were like, are you coming tomorrow night to see Donald? To see Donald? And he's just like, no, we're not going tomorrow night. But then I did joke.
And then you see him and he's stalking you.
Yeah. Right. I was just like, well, obviously then we're going to bump into Rosamund tomorrow night instead then, We did not do that. But we did get to meet Donald afterwards, and he was very, very sweet.
Oh, that's great.
He was so happy to see us. Very, very tired because I think he's training for the, which he's just done today on day of recording, actually, the Hackney Half Marathon.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure he was training for that in between doing it, all of the performances. He raised over £3,000, and I don't know about his time, but yeah, the guy looked exhausted, but he was very excited about, people coming down and supporting us. And he was like taking pictures and signing everything. And, I did say to him, I was like, my friend Melindra is extremely jealous that we're here and she can't be because she lives in America. And I will say there was no flash of recognition in his eyes or anything like that, which says to me a couple of things. Firstly, he hasn't read the book for the next series, season, because he does that. He said he does that. He's like, I like to read the book, but only for what we're filming, what's relative to what we're going to be filming type thing. So he hasn't read that yet. But that also says to me that he's not aware of any casting for Melindra yet. So
there's still a chance.
There's a subconscious tidbit that I got from him as well. So yeah.
I just had a little heartbreaking thought though.
Maybe they're not
well,
doing
we got Dana the Dark Friend as the like almost potential lover sort of, but surprise. And it was very fast. And it was like they only knew her for half a day.
Yeah.
But I just suddenly wonder if Melinda's not going to be in the show.
No, she's going to be there. She's got to be.
Okay.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah, we'll make it happen. I mean, obviously, all I'm saying is that if for some reason the character Melinda is not in our show, then it's Mel for any other IO.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, absolutely.
You know, if the character herself is not there, our Mel can serve any number of perfect roles.
Stabs.
She can stab.
Yeah. So the fun things we got out of the Rafe was, you know, that they're not on season 4 writers room yet, but they have wrapped God of War writers room. So you know, there's a movement there on that, folks. Obviously then the calendar stuff was just hilarious. Oh, and he did show me, so this, I kind of knew this anyway, and I blame Juliet Howland for knowing this. So the context is Juliet Howland donated a Prague travel book to the MercuryCon charity raffle last year. And it's a book they all got given by Amazon when they were filming for season 3. And she, as we all know, we're going to the Two Rivers in season 3. I don't think that's a secret anymore. I don't really think it was ever a secret, but it's definitely not anymore. And she said to me, I got everyone who was on set while we were filming to sign it. And in it, there are things like Priyanka's signature. Yeah. You know, there's obviously Guy's signature was there. Taylor's signature was there. And then like Maya's signatures in it and things like that. And it was just like, oh, okay. But it got confirmed because Rafe's like, oh, do you want to see a picture from the Two Rivers in season 3? And I was like, yeah, sure. And it's in a tent. It's just, and it was Priyanka, Maya, and Taylor in full costume in a tent. You couldn't see anything else. They're literally just in a white tent. Yes. But confirmed that Priyanka, that we'll have Alana, Maxim, and at least Chiad at the Two Rivers in season 3.
Yeah. So do we think they're there too?
I think Bane's got to be there as well. I would say.
No, I'm sorry, not Bane. Varen.
Oh, Varen. He didn't mention anything about Varen. Didn't see anything to suggest that. The other picture he showed us was from the beach filming with Daniel and Rosamund. And Rosamund was wearing the most insane headpiece I think I've seen yet. And I don't know why she was wearing that. Maybe it got stolen from a different character or something. But yeah, the two of them were just goofy around the beach. It was a very cute picture. But Rafe is there and he's like, what can I show you? And he's scrolling through like fucking hundreds
and
of pictures.
And you're trying to like catch everything.
Literally, Kat was just like next to him because it was like Rafe, Kat, and then me. And Kat's just like, you know, I know you can't see it because it's a podcast, folks, but on the video, I'm just leaning slightly to one side and the eyes are just like gently looking down, like, you know, pretending not to type thing.
So now you need to find a hypnotist to try to recall all those memories.
So, and I have to say, like, if that were, you know, we were talking earlier about like not wanting to have too much spoiled and wanting to be surprised, but moments like that, I'm just like, give it all to me. Like, I wouldn't be like, don't show me.
I think because there's trust in Rafe not to show you the big stuff, you know, and it's all out of context as well. So it was very cute. But yeah, just I remember saying to Rafe, I was like, the security on your phone must be insane. Like, because if you left that somewhere unlocked, he's just like, yeah, I don't know. He was very blasé about it. I was like, what do you have? Like fingerprint and facial and then a code, you know?
I guess once you've been on Survivor, you're like, yeah, whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, he was very chill about it. But also, I think the jet lag was very heavy at that stage. So,
that's amazing.
I was like, this is why you have Taylor. This is why he works out twice a day to protect your phone. You know?
He's a snack order for us all.
Yes. So it was interesting. Like, we got some timings of things. And just like some characters confirmed just from silly stuff. But yeah, genuinely like such a nice guy. More than happy to like have pictures and chat and stuff like that. And I don't have it in the room with me, but so when I went to Prague, Amazon gave us a few little bits and pieces. And I think the people who got the box. They were handed out on Twitter type thing. I'm pretty sure there was one of those including that. It's like it's like a handmade leather book with recycled pages in it that have just been obviously stitched in with leather. They're like multiple colors and stuff, like the different arches and things. And I've had that since Prague, and I keep meaning to take it places and get people to sign it.
Oh yeah.
And I think I took it to Bath and then forgot. No, I meant to take it to Bath and didn't. So I was just like, oh, if we meet Kate, I can get Kate to sign it. But I think I'd taken it somewhere else. Maybe. No, I hadn't. We went to see Sophie. I didn't have it at that stage. I think I'd definitely taken it somewhere else. And then whoever we were seeing, I didn't see. But I'd remembered to take it with me to London because I forgot to take it to Germany, for example. Oh, no, I forgot because we had only a carry-on. And I was limited on space. But I remember to take it to London and I had it with me. And I was just like, we're outside of watching Banging Denmark with Rafe and Mara and that. And I just walked over and I was like, well, I walked over. I was stood next to Rafe. I was just like, would you sign my book? Like Rafe. And he was just like, absolutely. So the first person to sign the little book was Rafe.
That's amazing.
Which was kind of perfect. And then it was so funny because he looked over and he was just like, wow, this is amazing. Like, this is so cool. I was just like, yeah, I got it from Amazon. Like they gave it to me when they took me to Prague for the thing, like the fan thing. He was just like, oh, you got to go to that. Oh, so I wish I could have been there for that. Like, but obviously we weren't allowed to, the strikes and stuff. And but it's like, yeah, that looked like a lot of fun. I was like, dude, I wish you were there too. But it was amazing, So I was like, yeah. So I've been around the sets and stuff. I've seen the Two Rivers, so you don't have to hide. You can show me those photos again, dude.
Tell me everything. Yeah.
It's also so typical that the showrunner would be like, what is this really cool like merch thing that you've got? Like, what?
Yeah.
And they've never seen it and never had it, like never got it. Nobody told them they were making these things. And like,
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Taylor was the same. He gushed over it. And I was like, this is really cool. And then Donal was so funny because he was just like, it's the queue at the stage door and he's going down signing things for people that have just seen the show and thought he's amazing.
Right.
He was his understudy did a good job. There was no disappointment watching his understudy, but Donal was just, it was like, it was like a solid A- for the understudy. And then Donal got on stage and was just like, an A* seems like an inadequate grade here type thing. It was just a whole different level. So absolutely insane. Like he's on stage playing guitar and singing, and obviously I forgot he was a lefty, and so he picked up the guitar. I'm like, oh yeah, he's a lefty. And it's just the way he's just playing with the song, and different, like, giving you different pitches and, loud and projecting and quiet and things. And it was just, yeah, absolutely insane. But yeah, he's in the queue just signing away. Oh, thank you so much for coming. Great show, blah, blah, and meets us. And he's clearly exhausted from practicing for the half marathon and doing the shows and things like that. And I'm just like, would you sign my book? And he's absolutely just signs. And he had no idea what he was signing, I think. So he didn't get to see it. And I was just like, this is the difference when people have time to actually chat to you.
Yeah.
And when they're like just trying to meet, because he wants to meet everyone who stayed there at the stage door to meet him. He wants to meet them all.
Yeah.
And I kind of, it was nice. And he did chat to us a little bit. But it was also, I felt bad for him that, he felt under that pressure and couldn't actually spend time with all the people that had come to see him.
Did he recognize you from the BAFTAs?
So you mean the Oliviers, the BAFTAs?
Oh, that's what I meant. Yes.
Yeah. I figured that's what you meant. I don't think he recognized me specifically, but we did mention because someone brought cookies. Ashkova's like an insane baker, and she made cookies with the rose on. And Juliet had told us the best way, because she brought a box for Donal, and she's like, I don't know how to get them to him. He may not show up afterwards, and he may have to run off for something. So I'd asked Juliet, I was like, look, what's the best way to make sure he gets these cookies? Because Ashkova's come over from Poland and really wants to make sure he gets them type thing. And she's like, take them to the stage door before the show. They'll get them to him and blah, blah, blah. And Laura was like the first one that he got to in the queue. And was just like, hi, we've come. We're Twitter, we're Wheel of Time people, blah, blah, and, like, we're the ones who got you the cookies and stuff. A little bit stole everyone's thunder, bless her, because she was so excited, but he was chatting about that, and he was like, oh, the cookies were so good, and we were like, we're glad you got them type thing. And he's like, yeah, like, it was really nice. And I think Ashkova had said, like, Rob helped me get them, or Rob got advice on how to get them to you. And I was just like, Juliet told me to get them to the stage door type thing. And he was like, oh yeah, so I think at that point he kind of been like, I've met you before, I remember.
Yeah.
But like, I think it was more a case of like, I've met you or chatted to you, and I can't remember exactly why type situation. But again, he'd just done a long show.
Yeah.
He's training every day for a marathon. Like, he was clearly clearly worn out, the poor guy.
Yeah, I mean, and after a show like that, your brain is not like, you're just not there yet. Like it's much easier to, like even Maya's show just being a smaller show, it's kind of easier a little bit, but like a big giant musical like that, holy moly.
Yeah.
It's got to be like 1,000 people have come to watch you. It's it's ridiculous. But yeah, so those are my 2 weekends.
That's a pretty fantastic couple of weeks.
Couple of mind-blowing weeks. Yeah. Just I got to meet Rafe twice in 6 days.
That's
that's pretty awesome. Yeah.
I didn't think I was like, I might meet him if I get invited to the season 3 premiere, like, maybe something like that. But that was kind of like, the only expectation I had. And then, Guy was like, we might be at the show. And I'm like, okay, mentally prepare myself for that. And then like a week out, he's like, no, he's not going to be there. He's coming on the final night type thing. And we're like, okay, that's fine. And then for him to just walk in and surprise me twice in a week, kind of just, and then to remember me, from the week before. That was, Taylor remembers me more than Rafe would, obviously, because I've met Taylor at Romeo and Juliet and we've interacted for the calendar. But to actually have Rafe meet me when jet lagged after a 48-hour turnaround in LA, to remember me the following week was it was really nice.
It's really sweet.
That's just the kind of guy he is. So
yeah. The best of us.
Yes.
And I have to say, like, and a well-deserved treat for one of the best of us of the fandom. Like, I'm so glad that it happened to you. I mean that. Really. You work so hard for the fandom, and
that is amazing. You are right. So yes. So Nils is just put in chat, is Guy getting jealous at all? No. If Guy should be jealous of anyone, it's probably Juliet, because Juliet should be the one getting jealous. Juliet was the first person I ever spoke to from the show. Juliet reached out to me because of my first What Idol entry when I did Lose Yourself. Juliet reached out to me to be like, that's an amazing parody. It was incredible, blah, blah, blah. And we've interacted here and there ever since. Guy, I can't remember how I ever talked to Guy first, actually, now you said that. But yeah, people joke that we're absolute besties. Yeah. And then I feel like Taylor's in that category now as well. Not like besties, but I could just be like, see Taylor and be like, hey Taylor, how you doing type thing. Whereas, I wouldn't bump into like Donal, for example, and be like, hey Donal, how you doing type thing. It would be like, hi Donal, introduce yourself again type situation.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So yeah. It's a weird, I don't know, definitely not something I expected to ever be able to say about any of the people on the show. But yeah, thank you. Very kind comments. Appreciate that. I just want people to enjoy the show, and I just want the show people to know that we appreciate what they do.
Yeah.
And that's all of them, not just the people we see on screen, but like, the people that make it happen behind the screen as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
We've talked long. Do we want to do Never Have I Ever's? Because we could
skip it this week if we need
we could skip it or whatever. Yeah.
I don't know, how are we feeling? We a couple of because we were doing the girls, weren't we?
Oh right, were we doing the 3 girls?
Yes.
Well, I was doing Maidens of the Spear potentially.
Maidens of the Spear.
Oh right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean,
we can do that.
Yeah.
Let's do. We can just do 3 rounds. We can make it
3 rounds. Okay.
Which three maidens did we decide to do? I can't.
Well, I was doing Avienda, Bane, and Chia. That's what I was thinking. So
yeah,
we can do that.
Good.
Yeah, that's fine. Any preferences?
I'll do Avienda since I named my daughter Avienda. So
sounds good. Rob,
yeah. Now this is tough because I've met Maya, but I have a huge crush on Raga.
Ooh, that is rough.
But yeah, Maya is cuter in person than she is on the screen. Just to throw that in. I met Maya, so I'll be Maya. I'll be Jed.
Right.
Yes,
all right,
Jed.
then I will be Bane.
Okay. And I have it prepped. Look, ta-da! Here's the wheel. Boom! Look at me getting better at this. It's still just the random ones. You can tell like all those silly numbers and things are in there, but that's fine. At one day I'll make it look proper. Here we go. First spin. And there's no sound whatsoever. Oh,
Is that the spear? Oh, the spear was how it hits instead of the kiss. Got it.
Right. Okay, so I have to put the background music back in. Never have I ever drunk dialed my ex.
I
feel like
don't
none
think.
of-
I
I
feel
don't
like
think Bane would do that.
I feel like all of them live life with no regrets, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So they're just like moved on.
Yeah. Just for clarification
know.
there, I just drank because I felt like it, not because I think I just realized as I was thinking about would she had drink there? Took a drink. Of the bourbon that was like 90% bourbon because I haven't topped it up. And actually,
Wow.
I've forgotten how nice this bourbon was by itself. But I'm mixing it because I don't want to get trashed. No, I feel
You're
like
almost going to bed.
Yeah, I feel like Maidens of the Spear just I don't think any of them would be drunk dialing their ex.
No.
So no drinking.
No.
Which is weird for Aiel. You'd think they drink. Oh, I didn't put the music on, but I like the spear thing. That's fun. Never have I ever lived alone. Oh, come on. I feel like
I don't think any of them have.
Bane and Chiad have been
with your society or with your clan. I don't think so.
But like, do they go on like a pilgrimage by themselves? Is that class?
Not unless you're going. Well, actually, Avienda would because she went to Ruidian by herself.
But that's not living alone, is it?
Yeah, that's just journeying alone.
Any of them would live alone.
No. So again, no. All right. Now,
right.
before we do the next one, let me try and load in the music now. Music. Confetti sounds spinning.
There we go.
Do you remember what it was?
Oh,
I know it if I saw it. Something about rain or something.
Rain? No.
Raining socks.
Rain socks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was it.
Raining socks. Save. Reload. Okay.
Right.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah, that was it.
Yep. Never have I ever sang karaoke.
I'm pretty sure they all would.
Yeah, I feel like at the right times. Is it classed as karaoke when they do those like the laments and things? Yeah.
And the spear songs or whatever.
Ooh.
Like
the cayenne kicked in my fake fireball. Because I thought it was cayenne.
Because we've only had one drink out of 3. Shall we try and do one more and see if we get another drink?
Yeah.
All right. Never have I ever lost a bet.
Chiad has definitely lost a bet.
I feel like they
Wait, I'm Chiad, you're Bane.
Bane has definitely lost a bet. I gotta drink again because I screwed up the first one.
No, you're fine. I just has Chiad lost a bet? Wait, what did Bane bet?
I'm sure that Bane has bet. I'm just like, I can only imagine that
something
in this
with
society.
Gaul. Yeah.
Maybe something with Gaul. Actually, Bane probably did bet something against Gaul, but
yeah, probably. In which case, I feel like Chiad should probably take a drink as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Avienda, I don't know if you would say like she lost the bet on her not sleeping with Rand, and then she did. Yeah, I don't know if you count that as a bet, but
maybe. I'll have a drink there anyway. All right, last one. I have some of these with music, some of them without. Never have I ever kissed someone in public.
No.
Kiss?
Nope. They don't drink. Oh wait, have they? Has?
Oh, that's true.
I don't think. No, I feel like
they
maidens
don't.
kiss count. Oh, but you're right. They don't kiss in public. That's like that would be like an actual like kiss. I was like going with like
true,
ridiculous but with someone that they cared about, they would not. That's true.
This is true. Okay.
Yeah.
So turns out when it comes to Never Have I Ever, the Aiel are not fun.
True enough. I'll drink to that.
And that is the soundbite for the audiogram this week, folks.
I was just thinking the same thing. I was like, we gotta remember when is a good thing to put for that. Yeah.
And that has just ruined who is the third wheel this week because Jen and I have been sync all episode, and then suddenly it's Meg and I in sync. So
yes. Yes.
So who's the third wheel this week then?
I don't know. I
got one that's I don't want to be arrogant, but it just made me laugh.
The fact that you're the only one who met Rafe.
All of the cast
that's exactly what I was going to say. I think it's pretty clear that that's it. Yeah. Rob's the third wheel.
The name dropper.
The name dropper. Oh God! If I ever actually get like that, please stab me. I do not want to be
definitely.
Like that, so.
Definitely.
God, amazing. All right. So Just
do a little
time.
Jen, you got water positivity?
Water positivity. Yeah, hit us up, Jen.
Yeah. So I had a lovely experience yesterday of taking my family back to the Renaissance Fair in Southern California, which they have those all over the world. But it is such an inclusive and wonderful group of people. I feel like the Ren Fair is kind of like a physical manifestation of the type of people that are generally a part of the Watt community. It's always like this really neat. I mean, somebody was dressed in full what was it? Did we see I feel like we saw a Mandalorian, but it wasn't a Mandalorian, but there was somebody dressed in like full sci-fi gear for something at the Ren Fair. And then there was like an armorer who made armor that actually had a Mandalorian helmet in there, which was like as a part of the armor suit, which is just amazing. And it like worked. And I didn't even bat an eyelash at it. I like walked past it. I was like, Zach, my 14-year-old was like, did you see that? It was actually like a Mandalorian helmet in there. But just that there was there was such a lovely inclusiveness of the kids as well. Like, you've got these like geeky adults who are kind of dressed their way, but the kids were very much sort of brought into that community, and people were so lovely and so wonderful. And we went to the joust, and so this is my actual positive moment, but we went to the joust, and my youngest Kyle isn't a fan of giant noises and giant crowds, and the joust is very loud and very crowded. And so we thought we would try to sit. We went and David got us seats. We all got in there together. People moved in such a nice way so that the four of us could sit together. And we felt terrible because after we sat there for about 15 minutes before the joust started, waiting for it to start, as the pre-show started, Kyle just looked at me and he was like, not gonna happen. I can't stay. He was like, I'm really sorry. He's like, if you really want to stay, Mom, I'll stay. And I was like, no, it's okay. And people were just so gracious and lovely, and like split the Red Sea for us to like get out of this crazy wild thing of people. And no one was frustrated, no one was angry, and no one was mad that we were like making people move right before the show after they had moved to make seats for us. And it was just a really, like, it was a positive experience of Kyle taking care of himself, us doing what we needed to do, and the community that we did not know taking care of us in that moment. And it was really lovely. I love going there. I love that group of people. And it's why I love this fandom. It's very similar.
I love that. It's just, yes, so accepting of people. It's how it should be. So, I've never been to Ren Fair, but that makes me want to go to. Not that I never. Not that. Well, okay.
Because you're in England.
We all just think that that's what every daily life in England is basically the Ren Fair to America.
Yeah. I'm slumming it. I'm slumming it when I come to America and you see me.
You just walk around with a jug of mead.
And,
and a turkey leg.
And a turkey leg, and just various leather, outfits and that sounded weird. Suits of armor, so walk around with suits of armor, and just generally check on people's valor and honor, and rescue damsels and slay dragons. It's kind of my vibe. But I've never been to a Ren Fair. Always wanted to go to one. I just never got around to doing it. Never been, never sought one out to go to. But that actually makes me want to go to one more than anything else that happens at Ren Fair. I'd be like, well, if that's what people like at a Ren Fair, I just want to go for the people. I don't actually care about the Ren Fair at that point. So I love that. So perfect water positivity to end on. So a nice long recording. I don't know how long I'll cut out of this one, but we'll cut some bits out.
Some pretty good information in there, though.
Folks, if you want to support us, you need to be listening, which you are. So good. Nice first step. Congratulations. Then you need to like and subscribe to the podcast, however you're watching, like Apple or whatever podcast app you're using. You need to, rate us. I hear 5 stars is the going one these days. That's the one that cool kids like to use. So, like that. And everybody's doing it. Follow the socials. Is it right now? Get at 3wheeling pod. Is that the Twitter? We're so good at this. Yes.
Yes, that's it. Here, I'm checking.
Yeah. So I was going to check now too.
Yeah. So the Twitter is at 3wheel pod.
Is it? Are you sure?
I don't know.
Oh my god, I'm literally trying to
at 3wheel pod. Yeah,
at 3wheel pod. Okay, and Instagram.
And then I'm looking up Instagram. It is 3.wheeling.
3.wheeling. Thank you.
Yes.
This is why Meg is the social media queen.
And why Rob and I are like, I don't know, where are we?
It's technology something. Yeah, follow those socials, folks. That's where you get to see Meg make the cocktails. So,
yes.
Which is great. I love those. They're always great fun to watch. And it's
fantastic.
In what, like 4 weeks? No, that can't be right. 6 weeks. 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
We'll be making one in person.
And I just came up with the one for Guy Roberts to try if he's around. So.
8 weeks. Sorry, 8 weeks. I just looked at the calendar. 8 weeks.
Yes.
So come and join us. Well, less than 8 weeks on release day for this, but 8 weeks for us because of when we're recording. But yeah, you can actually watch those if you follow the socials. And if you actually want to watch us live and get to listen to the whole recording, because I give it to patrons afterwards, and you can watch us live as well. Then just hop over to Patreon and you can follow, subscribe, whatever it is there, become a member. I think that's what it is. And you can watch us goof around live on our little live streams like Nils does. And his current,
even more fun.
It is even more fun.
Hi,
his current, he's just put leather outfits, you say. I just knew he would go on to that one. So, but that's it from us. Jen, Meg, let's not do 3 weeks again. I don't like not seeing your faces in 3 weeks.
No,
me too. Agreed.
So,
yeah.
As Nils said, yes, here we go. As Nils has pointed out, I've just put it on screen now. Jen's hat is a patron benefit.
It is. It is phenomenal.
Yes.
It's a fucking great hat. Love it. So, yeah.
Thanks, Nels.
Do things, folks. And be wary because if you're coming to WhatCon, you're going to get to see us in person and we can do a live recording. And I'm going to figure out when Guy is free so that we can record with Guy, and have some shenanigans with him.
And make him a cocktail.
Make him a cocktail. When we get him going, the guy has loose lips. I don't know if his minder will be there or not. So I'm going to slow down wrapping up the episode here for a second. But actually Jessica, who's also plays Arwen in the show, folks, if you're not familiar, Guy's wife. And here's the best bit. Let's go back to Hamlet for a moment. All right.
Yes.
At the moment in the play where Hamlet kills his uncle, who's obviously played by Guy, Jessica is the one playing Hamlet. So once again,
you killed him twice.
Jessica, yeah,
that was not an accident.
I literally went to Jessica, like Jessica and Guy and Taylor stood around. I was just like, so Jess. No, I think I said Jessica. I didn't call her Jess. Jessica. I was like, do we need to have a conversation? Is there something we should be aware of?
Right.
We need to intervene because that's, by my reckoning, twice you've killed your husband. And everyone laughed. It was just like, she keeps killing me. And I was like, how often do they kill you, Guy? Like how he's just like, well, Taylor killed me in this and no, I got him back in that one. Actually, Taylor didn't kill me in that one. And Jess has killed me in this and now in this and that. And he's like, everybody keeps killing me. And there was this whole conversation about it. So yeah.
Yeah, but it's because he's a hero of the horn.
Theater.
Yes, he is. But he's a hero of the horn, so it doesn't matter.
Yes,
He's just like he just keeps coming back.
Just keeps coming back. Yes, indeed.
Feels appropriate.
And how did we suddenly get onto Jessica?
You asked if his minder was going to be there. Is Jessica coming? We don't know.
And that was it. No. So at JordanCon, his daughter Isabella was there.
Right.
Who I met. She came out because they've gone like a family trip afterwards. But she came out I met her at Romeo and Juliet last year. And it was actually Jessica's idea that Guy have Isabella come to JordanCon to be his minder because Guy gets so excited and so involved in everything. It's almost like he's a kid at Christmas with no self-control, and he just wouldn't be like, he would just not go to bed, and then like might miss things or like, just, I don't know whether he would say things he shouldn't, but she was there to be like, now you've got to do this. Actually, should we? I think it's time to go to bed, Dad. It's getting a little late. And you have, things like that. And I said to him, I was like, is your minder going to be coming to WhatCon as well? Because she's really fun. She's a great person. He's like, do you know, I hadn't thought about that actually. And Jessica's like, do you know whose idea that was? That was mine. you know. And how good was that guy that she was there? He's like, actually, yeah, it's a good thing she was there, because I wouldn't have made some of the things I needed to make if she hadn't. Yeah. So yeah, maybe she'll be there. So
Okay.
you never know.
Great.
Maybe his minder will be there. And if she is, we'll get her on the podcast with her, because I'm sure she'll enjoy a cocktail as well. But if she's not, we will get so much shit out of Guy.
Yes.
Yes. So, but yeah. Anyway, 8 weeks. Well, less than that for you, Meg, because I get to see you like the week before.
Yeah.
Ish.
We know what we're doing for that yet?
I have no idea. We'll have some fun. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, folks, do all the things I said before, and we'll see you next time. So thank you so much, and bye.
Bye. Once again, we've proven that even when you're the third wheel,
you can always find a place to fit in.
Join us next time
on Three Wheeling.
On Three Wheeling.
On Free Wheeling.